live from Principal Fuller's Oval Office.
It's actually kind of square.
You and your math. This is the weekly update with Zachary Fuller and Jason Payne.
Welcome to Mr. Fuller's office. This is episode 26, the week of March 19th. And for the look at the week in review, Mr. Fuller.
Week in review, coffee and conversation with Robin Axelrod Sabag was held at the middle school library on Wednesday, March 14th at 6:30 p.m. Robin Axelrod Sabag.
Huh.
And she is a local therapist, educator, and author. Her talk was about providing tools for parents to help their children to be flexible, problem solve, handle conflict, regulate emotions, handle disappointment, feel confident, and assert their needs. We had a student demonstration here on March 14th in order to demonstrate our right to a safe schooling community and to stand in solidarity with the victims of school violence. You can read my remarks from that assembly and walk out in the newsletter. Our candy delivery happened today from the Gertrude Hawk Candy Company. And so everybody who bought candy should have that at home now, whether they transported it home on the bus or they had so much candy that you had to come help them transport it home. All that candy should be at your house now. So enjoy. And Mr. Payne, the week ahead.
So next Friday is an early dismissal day. It's for parent-teacher conferences. We neglected to put that in last week's newsletter about today. Today is also a early dismissal day for parent-teacher conferences. Here at the middle school, this spring session of conferences works a little differently than what we did in the fall. So traditionally each spring, this is an opportunity for parents to reach out to teachers and then book time in these afternoons. So if you didn't have a chance to do that today, please reach out to our staff and book a conference for next Friday afternoon, and be aware your child will be home early next Friday on the 23rd.
In other news, PSSA, this is the time of year that we notify you about the upcoming PSSA state assessment. Springfield Township Middle School has prepared documents for your review, and you can see them linked in our newsletter this week and last week also, I believe. So make sure you take a look at those. And we're including a little piece from the handbook in each one of our weekly updates for you this week. Athletic eligibility week to week. So to be eligible to compete in athletics for the coming season and all seasons here at the middle school, you must be a full-time student of the middle school or be completing a full-time curriculum approved by me, the principal. And you must be passing at least 4 full credit subjects or the equivalent as of every Friday. If that's not happening, then you become ineligible to compete in sports from Sunday through Saturday of the following week, and then we take a look at your grades again the following Friday. And then we do that on a week-to-week basis here, so make sure that if you're an athlete, you are keeping your grades up so that you can continue to compete and practice your sport. Mr. Payne, speaking of sports.
More sports.
You love sports.
And just to touch base on academic eligibility too, the high school operates in a very similar fashion. So we're mimicking their system, and we are grooming for the process at the high school as well. They do theirs on Mondays, and we do ours on Fridays, but the process is very similar. Spring sports. So we have start dates and parent meetings for almost every spring sport now. Not every sport is doing a parent meeting, but we have start dates and coaches for every sport. All of that's included in the newsletter. We have new coaches to welcome for softball, for boys and girls lacrosse, for track, and all of their names are listed, and they're all clickable. So if you click on the names in the newsletter, it'll prep an email, and you can contact them directly if you have specific questions. Softball and tennis and boys lacrosse have parent meetings. Those dates and locations are in the newsletter. So we start spring sports on a rotational kind of basis. Baseball started tryouts this week. We have a couple sports starting next week. Most of them start the week we come back from spring break, April 2nd.
So for Mr. Payne, for everybody here at SMS, I'm Zach Fuller saying make it a great week or not. The choice is yours.
Hey, one last PS. If you ordered something from the Spartan Gear online store, I just got your orders yesterday, so I'll be reaching out to you via email to let you know that your order's here, and you can stop by and pick it up at your earliest convenience. So look for an email from me if you ordered from the Spartan Gear store.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Payne.